Thank you for watching. For sponsorship and advert placements,
Good morning and welcome to a Tuesday edition of Breakfast Show on Leadership Television inside Nigeria. My name is Unifred, your host on the program. Like we normally do on the first half of the program, we like to start with reading some cover stories of some select national newspapers, including Nigeria's most influential newspaper, Leadership. Besides Leadership, we have Vanguard, The Punch, Blueprint, and The Guardian, all for review on this first segment of the show. Contact families of governor says school children will return safely. Our reader, Bandits sustain attacks on Kaduna, Abduct another 86 safely. Another neat that headline story we have faces photograph of non-academic staff strike grants varsities. EFCC recovers 324 houses for Kano pensioners. APC will win Edo Guba election, says Tinubu. And challenges analysts. Say Goldman orders $1,200 forecast unlikely in short term. Say Goldman orders 1,200 naira per dollar forecast unlikely in short term. We move to these stories above the masthead. Soldiers, killers won't escape justice. Defense ministers and wicketers FCTA PEMSEX perform or be sacked. These are headline stories today on Leadership cover. Today is March 19, 2024. And with that, we move to the page 3 of the paper where we have our stand. Our stand is the editorial stand of the paper, and today's editorial is on avoiding extrajudicial killings. Avoiding extrajudicial killings, the editorial on today's Leadership stand. From page 3, we move to the back page with Ray Murphy. Ray Murphy's Tuesday column writes on National Assembly's many budget padding scandals. For more on this, the editorial, inside stories, and continuation of headline stories, you log on to the website of Leadership, www.leadership.ng. Another paper that has similar story today with Leadership is Blueprint newspaper. Blueprint's headline story says, insecurity in Kaduna with 86 in fresh attack, 466 kidnapped in 19 days, according to investigation. Insecurity in Kaduna with 86 in fresh attack, 466 kidnapped in 19 days, according to investigation. Experts list non-prosecution of culprits, poor topography, others as reasons for invasion. Army accuses Okwama community of propaganda. The headline story today on Blueprint, similar to that of Leadership. Insecurity in Kaduna with 86 in fresh attack, 466 kidnapped in 19 days. Underneath that, how 28 MDAs illegally withdraw 13.95 trillion naira, according to audit reports. How 28 MDAs illegally withdrew 13.95 trillion naira, audit reports. Environment Ministry tops. AUGF blames weak internal control system. And of course, just like Leadership, we have the pictures of our fallen heroes beneath the headline story. 12.7 billion naira released for provision of meters in military barracks, official. You have failed the people, Labour Party chides on reps members. OAU Sanu Nasu protest to short offices. Uniloring averts exams disruption. Gaza now was biggest open air graveyard, EU. And just above the main headline story, 1999 constitution lacks legitimacy expected of diverse society, Anyanku. And in business, farmers, agricultural firms yet to pay 380.9 billion naira CBN intervention loans. In sports, Nike unveils new jerseys for Super Eagles. And about the masthead of Blueprint data, Senate backs Tinubu's charge to military over killing of officers, soldiers. You can find more as you log on to the website of Blueprint, www.blueprint.ng. Aftermath of soldiers' killings, bloodbath in Delta, villagers flee, hide in forest. Military on rampage, arrest community leaders, orders over alleged harboring of perpetrators. Troops storm Bayelsa community, raise buildings, some fear dead. Obore Vori visits community, war trigger the bloodbath, inhabitants. Resort to propaganda by Oklahoma community, callous, totally condemnable. Army. How soldiers were ambushed, killed in Delta community. Major General Esek Haigbe retired. Killing of 16 soldiers by irate youths unacceptable. Defense ministers. Senate charges security agencies to smoke out undesirable outlaws. Senator Ndume, Rep. Balami mourn Major Danjuma Shafa. National Human Rights Commission calls for restraint prosecution of culprits. And Defense Headquarters says there will be measured response, injurious consequences for perpetrators. These are the riders beneath the headline story, bloodbath in Delta, villagers flee, hide in forest. Of course, we have the picture of the fallen soldiers underneath the main story. Government key kidnap Bauchi monarch. Pardon, Obi calls for review of 2024 budget. Sanu Nasu grant varsities over withheld salaries. Undersea cable cut. Service now restored. Telcos NCC confirm. And in sports, African Wrestling Championships. Nigerian wrestlers go gold wire in Egypt. And the stories about the masthead of Vanguard, energy crisis, vandalism, death, others hinder 8,000 megawatt supply. Minister. Edo Guba, APC unveils Idahosa running mate. Tinubu predicts victory for APC. Presents party's flag to Okpebolo. PDP picks Ogie as Ighodalo's running mate. Okpebolo dynasty okays Ighodalo's candidacy. Terrorists kidnap 87 in fresh Kaduna attack. Nigeria doomed without new constitution. Anyanku, Adebanjo, Wanchuku attack Sanwo-Olu. The story runs on page 8 of Vanguard. Nigeria doomed without new constitution. For continuation of these headline stories, inside stories, and the commentary, log on to the website of Vanguard, www.vanguardngr.com. From Vanguard newspaper, The Punch is next. The Punch headline story says, soldiers killing, army, Delta community differ over reprisal as troops arrest 20. Soldiers killing, army, Delta community differ over reprisal as troops arrest 20. Army accuses community of complicity. Defense Headquarters releases photos, names of fallen soldiers. Delta governor visits Okwama, meets with JTF commander. Rep urges restraint. IYC condemns attack. EFCC obtains order to track Nigerians transacting on Binance. 2,814 schools registered for NSCDC security arrangement. Commander. EFCC recovers 324 houses, documents for Kano pensioners. 87 abducted in fresh Kaduna raid. Bono bomber dies. APC will lose FCT in 2027 over Wike's actions. Party chieftains. And above the masthead of the Punch, we have dollar supply rises to $11 billion. Naira closes 1,572 naira to dollar. Cable cuts. Telcos pledge 100% voice data services today. Reps summon Edun RMAFC over judges for pay. These are the headline stories today, Tuesday, March 19, 2024, on the cover of the Punch newspaper. For more, log on to the website of the Punch, www.thepunch.com. From the Punch, we move to the last paper on our menu today on this first segment of the show, and that is The Guardian. The Guardian's leading story says inflation and rising construction costs. Low middle class defer home ownership plans for food. Inflation and rising construction costs. Low middle class defer home ownership plans for food. Of course, you have illustration beneath that headline story. With 30% of income needed for mortgage, it's difficult for workers earning 100,000 naira to own a home. February food inflation 37.92%. That is illustration for the main headline story today. Inflation and rising construction costs. Low middle class defer home ownership plans for food. Court convicts 5 for murder, kidnapping in Rivers. Settle Nasu Sanu members urgently. NLC tests government. Tinubu meets Edo APC chiefs over state crisis. Sanwo-Olu ex-governor's orders call for new constitution. Terrorism. Ohaneze cautions Tinubu as gunmen abduct dozens in fresh Kaduna attack. Looting depicts misrule, misery, and decadence in society. That's the editorial on page 12 of The Guardian. I'll take that once again. Looting depicts misrule, misery, and decadence in society. Implementation hurdles for copious provisions in new Electricity Act is a news analysis on page 4 of The Guardian. Measuring gaps remain despite 273.3 billion naira loan to discos for meters orders. You continue reading on page 2 of the panorama page, which brings to an end the review of The Guardian newspaper today, Tuesday, March 19, 2024. For more, log on to the website of The Guardian, www.guardian.ng. And also, it brings us to an end the first half of the show, Inside Nigeria. And of course, also the program. Unfortunately, I don't have my guest in the house today. Well, same time next week, definitely my guest will be around. But until I come your way again, same time, same station, don't forget to join us tomorrow. But until then, there's a news coming in at 12 o'clock today. Join us then. My name is Winnie Friday Weber. See you tomorrow. Bye.
Thank you for watching. For sponsorship and advert placements, please contact 080 3688 6158.